Hey everybody! Thank you for joining me here live on Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is time to allow some spirit wisdom to flow through. So I hope your week is going great. You might notice we have a new setup here. Super excited about that. We've got some better lighting. It's a little bit rainy today, but there's like really nice diffused light and everything looks super green outside. So, if you are new to me, by the way, my name is Meredith, and this is my heart-centered business called the Healing Hummingbird. And I want to welcome you here and let you know that what I do with my heart-centered business is I help healers and spiritual go-getters reclaim their power to heal themselves and transform their lives so that they can embody the way of the hummingbird on their life path. And the way of the hummingbird is one of a brave heart, drinking only from the sweet nectar of life and full of lightness of being and joy. So if you saw my post from earlier this week, what Spirit wants to talk about today is the magic of moving. And that can mean a couple different things, right? But what they would like to focus on today is actually like moving house. But this could also apply for moving your body and just getting things moving internally as well. So they wanted me to start with a share, and this is something I feel a little self-conscious about, but apparently it's really important for me to talk about. Hey there, Tiffany, I see your comment. Thank you for joining us live. So I'm a serial mover. I've moved one time as a child, and as an adult, I counted today, it might be more. I have moved 15 times. 15 times, like 1-5. Yeah. I thought it was a student thing. I thought maybe it was a Sagittarius thing. I think it's a me thing. I think that's just part of who I am. So every year I was in college, I would move, well, as an undergrad, you have to move your stuff back during the summer. Not have to, just sometimes you do. But I would move every single year. I have never stayed in the same place, and I'm just a mover. I just really love the energy of moving. I guess I got used to it, but there's something within me that just needs to move and really enjoys the process. Even now, it's been a little while for me, not for like a normal person, but even right now, it's been a little while since I've moved. And I was just like, on Friday, I looked at my room and I was like, I just have to move something. So I moved all of the furniture in my room, like even my bed, even though it's like super heavy. And it just feels really, really good to me to do that for some reason. So Spirit really wanted to talk about it and get into the nitty-gritty. And I want to stop and say hey to Merlin. Thank you for commenting. I see you're here with us. So, why does moving make room for magic? Is the way they're phrasing it, which is really exciting. So there's a few different points they wanted to bring up. And the first one's kind of funny. It highlights the relationship we have to Spirit. And remember, Spirit can't, for some reason they want to talk about this. Spirit is not going to read your thoughts because that's not ethical. So if you think that they're just around you, like telepathizing you, without your consent, that's not what they're doing. So to make it really clear when you're talking to them is super important. And that's one of the biggest things they wanted to highlight about moving is that you are showing them, not just telling them, that you are ready for a big shift. You're putting your money where your mouth is what they're saying. So it's not just saying, oh, I would love something to change. I'm ready for a change. I'm ready. If you pack all your stuff and move, Spirit goes, oh, okay. So things are changing now. Got it. The vibration's different. We can work with this, which is really beautiful. The second way moving makes room for magic is you usually lighten your load if you're anything like I am. Like you get into packing And maybe energetically, I will have these weird bursts of energy. Rarely can I just sit down and do something for like 10 hours straight. So I'll be up at like 2 a.m. and I just finally get inspired to pack a bunch of stuff. And in the middle of it, I'm looking at all the stuff that I'm like bubble wrapping or shoving in boxes, and you're forced to kind of reassess, like, do I want to take the time and energy to pack this up and move it with me? A lot of times the answer for me is no. So I'm constantly lightening. And spirit loves a void. They love to fill a void. So the less like stuff that you just have, and if it's stuff that you love, that's totally different. But if it's just stuff, it's kind of like physical static. And when you clear that out, spirit goes, oh, there's room. Let's fill this in with some other fun stuff, maybe gifts or something like that. And they are talking about the KonMari method. If that's not something you've ever looked into, I really, really have just benefited so much from the KonMari method. I've done it a couple times, and now it's like a certain way of folding clothes and talking to your house and your possessions as if they are alive and part of your life. And it's really moving. For some reason, they want to bring that up. Like, your things are meant to support you. Like, your furniture and your clothes are meant to surround you and sort of protect you. And when you move, it gets clear, like, does this stuff feel good or not? So that's something that spirit really loves about moving, is that we stop and kind of reassess everything that we've got going on. So they really love that. Hey Lola, thank you for joining us live. And okay, and the third thing they wanted to talk, they had 4, although, you know, my spirit guides will sometimes like to jump in and add a couple things as we go. But they said, by changing your surroundings, you change your mindset. And as I was taught as a shaman, I really feel like this has to do with brain stuff, this point. I don't feel like it's really kind of loose spiritual stuff. The brain needs ceremony to understand that a change has happened. And that could be from the smallest thing as like blowing out a candle on your birthday to getting married. Like, your brain really benefits from ceremony. It's something that's just like imprinted into us. And when you change your surroundings, your brain kind of resets itself. And like I said before, when I moved my furniture around, just waking up and my view is different from my bed, it's amazing how different things feel energetically. And it's really beautiful. And yeah, they just want to reiterate, it's easier to shift your perspective when you shift where you physically are. And it's kind of like an inside out kind of thing. When you help your body and your brain go, this is what we're doing now, let's demonstrate it, let me help you understand. Because, you know, humans are creatures of habit. We really love things that are familiar. We love repetition. And this is really changing it up. And spirit loves that. Hey, Connie, thank you so much for joining us. Spirit's really excited you showed up. For some reason, they're like, oh, yay. Just wanted to pass that along. And then the fourth way moving makes room for magic, and I feel is the most important, or the biggest and most exciting, is that you clarify your intentions of what you really want. It's like you get to turn the page and say, okay, this is a new chapter in my life. And you get to decide, I want my life to look like this. I want to feel like this. I love this candle. I'm going to light it. My new life is going to smell like this. It's going to taste like this. And spirit wants to let you know that it makes manifesting a lot easier. And like I said before, your guides aren't reading your mind. So when they see you doing things in alignment with what you're saying, we're going to move and we're moving now, it helps your guides better understand your trajectory and where you're wanting to go, which they just enjoy being the best teammates as they can for you. So they love that too. It just really clarifies everything. And I don't know, I just wanted to add, for some reason they wanted me to talk about how much I move. I know that's super weird. It's just something that I've found myself doing. But I just love the fresh new feeling of moving, and I know it can be really exhausting, and it can be a lot of work, and it can be really scary. But that vibration of fear, if you can flip it into excitement, it'll change the whole game for you. And it's so worth it to me to catapult myself into the next chapter of my life. It's like I get to hit fast forward for a second and go, oh, I'm in my new part of my life now because I'm in a new house or a new apartment, or wherever you find yourself living. So that is the magic of moving, how moving makes room for magic in your life. So I don't know if a lot of people are moving lately, but it's something that Spirit really wanted to talk about. Oh, they're reminding me that they wanted to also incorporate different forms of moving if you're not moving house. Like I'm not right now, and I moved my furniture. They're talking about feng shui and how that can really help revitalize the energy in your house. And also moving your body, exercising and moving blood through the body it's a similar effect. Really it is. So if you're feeling inspired by this, if this is really resonating with you, Spirit wants to tell you to get it moving, to keep it moving. And that can be in a lot of different ways. It can be with planning, it can be with writing, any kind of physical movement. There's movements in dance and music and all kinds of art. So that's another really beautiful message that Spirit wanted to bring through. Okay, so as is custom, Spirit wants to do a week ahead reading. So I will invite you to join me here with tapping into our heart space. If you're in a space where it feels comfortable, I would suggest closing your eyes and just taking a deep breath in. And a smooth, slow exhale out. Just ask your spirit guides to come near you now. And ask them to show you or tell you which number, 1, 2, or 3, holds your message for the week ahead. You could see the numbers 1, 2, or 3. You could hear. You could see them written down. You could just know. You could intuit and just know and channel it's 1, 2, or 3. But they also wanted to use these little objects here. So this is our object for group number 1. This little doll, her name is Ayame. I got her in California. I believe she means gratitude. This is a symbol of gratitude. This is the symbol for group number 2, this adorable baby Broom. And for group number 3, we have this sweet little box. Okay, so if you felt drawn to group number 1 with the gratitude doll, let's go ahead and get your week ahead message. They wanted to use this deck. This is called Shamanic Medicine Oracle cards. Okay, these are heavy hitting cards. I usually have a rule that we only do 1 at a time because you'll see, they're good. They're good. They're good at moving energy. The messages are moving. Nice. All right, group number 1. Let's get your week ahead message. What Spirit would like you to know for the week ahead. What would be most helpful for group number 1? I'm hearing the phrase mix up already. Whoa. Okay. Let's see. That's funny. I said out loud one at a time, and you got two. So you've got a little rebellious energy, group number 1. You have the direction of the east. This is about emergence. And then you also have soul retrieval. And it says reclamation. So with the direction of the east, the eagle is coming up. The eagle's connected to the heart chakra, and it feels like there is an opportunity for expansion. But they're talking about reclaiming something that was once yours energetically. And it feels like there's going to be some kind of revelation. And it feels like this is connected to a person, group number 1. They're also showing me a lot of animal symbols, so maybe that's something that you've been experiencing as well. Maybe some synchronicities or bird messengers like songbirds or things like that. Spirit really wants you to pay attention to those in the week ahead. So they're going to help you understand something about, it feels like the word stale comes to mind. It feels like a relationship with somebody. It doesn't have to be romantic or anything like that. That's kind of stale for some reason. Maybe you haven't seen them in a while, or it just feels like the energy has fizzled out. And Spirit's going to help you realize something about it in the next week. And they're encouraging you to reclaim your energy from that situation if it no longer is feeling like it's serving you. So if it's something that you're worrying about, like I'm feeling like I'm in bed and I'm rethinking things like, oh, I should have said this, or maybe if I did this, or if I handled that differently, things would be different. It feels like there's some racing thoughts, or no, they're correcting me, circular thinking. So thinking that's just like kind of not very helpful. If that is happening to you, Spirit's letting you know that there's an opportunity for you to reclaim your energy from that situation. And you can just do this by yourself with Spirit. You don't have to have a conversation with them. Maybe that's not possible for a few of you for some reason, but they're saying that doesn't matter. They're saying it doesn't have to happen on the earthly plane. It's something that you can just do kind of as a meditation. And to just put the intention out there that if there's any kind of negative cord between you and another person, or you and a situation, that it's okay to release that. And when you do that, I just want to clarify that you're not going to be severing anything good. You know, Spirit wouldn't do that. You know, the love and the light portion will remain, but it feels like there's some kind of shadow aspect that's kind of holding you back. So Spirit would really love to help you release that this week so that you can emerge in the east with the eagle. And they're talking about flying wing to wing with Spirit. And so they're saying this is really going to raise your vibration. They're also mentioning the importance of water for you. So make sure that you're drinking lots of water. Even if you have to flavor it with something, they're saying that's okay. I don't know what that's about. That's funny. And then they're also talking about the heron energy. If you have herons in your area, you'll know how exciting it is to see them fly by. But the heron is about going in your own direction and not being afraid to go off on your own. So maybe there is maybe part of the shadow aspect that they're talking about with this person has to do with guilt or not wanting to either be left behind by someone or leave someone else behind. And Spirit's saying, no, that's not something you have to worry about at all. They're reaffirming that they're there with you and they want to help you fly higher. And I can see them kind of like hoisting you up. So that is a really beautiful message, group number 1, with the soul retrieval, reclaiming your power, and then emerging in the east. And I know the eagle isn't on this card and the heron isn't either, but those are the 2 birds they were talking to me about. So those are your messages, group number 1, for your week ahead with the gratitude doll, sending you so much love and light. Thank you for joining us. Okay, group number 2, if you were drawn to this broom, let's see what your week ahead message is. For group number 2. Oh, wealth. That says wealth. I know that's mirrored, but it says wealth. Offerings and wealth. This is a really exciting card. Okay. Now they didn't do this so much with group number 1, but Spirit wants to talk about the significance of this. This sits on an ancestor altar of mine, and I use it to clean, like energetically. Does that make sense? So not like literally dusting, because this wouldn't be a great duster, but to like sweep away and just clean. They're saying clean slate. So maybe maybe Spirit wants you to do those chores that you've been putting off, they're saying, because something's coming in for you. There's an abundance that's going to be manifesting for you. And the more room you have to welcome it, the more that can come in, which is awesome. So they're saying make sure that you're making as much room as possible, and that the energy of the home, for some reason, not you, the home, the place you're staying in, they want you to make sure that energy is primed and ready to receive something new. So maybe it's something that has to do with the house, maybe like a new appliance, or a treatment for the house, or something that will make the house feel different, like decorations or something like that. But I mean, this is a really exciting card. This could be money, this could be gifts, this could be love, inspiration. Oh, I didn't even see this. So there's also an altar in the background here. And something that they want to talk about is balance between giving and receiving. And the more that we give, the more we allow ourselves to receive. And they want to clarify that you can receive as much as you want at any time, but there's something that human ego does in all of us, that if you have given, it feels more okay to receive. And so this could be done in attention. This could be done with love, with energy. They're talking about counting your blessings before bed and in the morning. Even something really small like, oh, thank you, universe, for the sunshine today. That's really helpful to me. Or thank you for the rain. I don't have to water my plants. Thank you for that. You're taking an item off my list. So Spirit would really love to see, they're showing like this pathway between you and the universe. And it's like this golden cord where things can go out and in. And so they would love to see, they're saying they'd love to see some more traffic on that highway of sending love out and accepting love in, sending gratitude and blessings out to make more room for gratitude and blessings to come in. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say, group number 2. Congratulations. You got a great week coming up ahead. And make sure that if you do have something that you're putting off, Spirit is kind of nudging you, saying like, let's get on that, because it'll help the things come in faster and bigger and brighter. So those are your messages, group number 2. I hope that resonates. Sending you so much love and light, and thank you for joining us. Okay, Group number 3. I'm getting ahead of myself here. There's a, immediately with group number 3, a feeling of impatience, which is really interesting. We'll see what they have to say about that. But if you felt drawn to this little jar, this beautiful jar, let's see what Spirit has to say about your week ahead. Yeah, there's this feeling of impatience, almost like you're waiting to find something out and you're like, I just want to know what it is. What is it? What is it? Okay, let's see what they have to say. Okay. And group number 3, you have the rattle, which is a sacred tool, and it says disperse. We also have some snake energy here. So with the snake, it's about shedding our past all at once as the snake sheds her skin. So, there's some kind of transformation energy going on here. And with disperse, it feels like this is kind of similar to group number 1 in a way, so maybe you felt torn between those two. But it feels like there are these thoughts and feelings that are just like right here, and it feels like they're just existing, and there's not much I can do about it. And they're showing me the rattle being used to disperse that energy, which is not the typical message of this card. That's interesting. So maybe there is anxiety that you're experiencing, or it feels like I'm anticipating something, so maybe something's coming up, or you know that a decision needs to be made. It's something like that. Some kind of transformational change energy, but it feels like, I feel like it's not getting here fast enough. And Spirit wants to help you disperse those thoughts, because if they're showing me this visual, I hope this makes sense, group number 3. It's almost as if you picture yourself in this clear bubble, like just a clear bubble, and if you have these thoughts and feelings that are just all around all the time, but it feels like especially when I'm not doing anything, so if there's like downtime at work, it would happen, or if I'm waiting to fall asleep, it would happen, or maybe even in the car it happens too. But it's almost as if the thoughts and feelings become this static, and they kind of like coat the inside of your bubble, so that bubble that we're talking about, and it's like your spirit guides are trying to tap on the bubble, like, we're trying to talk to you, hello, but it makes it almost impenetrable. Like, it makes it so hard for you to perceive anything other than those thoughts and feelings. And this is really specific, so I hope this is making sense to you. But they're showing the rattle as a way to disperse the thoughts from within. And again, that's usually not what it's used for. So I feel like sound therapy could be really helpful for you. Maybe if this happens to you at night, if you have anxiety about this upcoming change or decision that you have to make, you could turn on a singing bowl meditation while you go to bed. What else could you do? If you have, they're showing me little tools. So if you have like ting shas or a special, a bell, they're showing me like this little bell, or your own singing bowl. Or if you don't have any of that, you can just clap your hands and kind of clear it out yourself. And you can also, while you're doing this, set the intention, my mind is clear. I am calm and I am clear and I am open to receiving Spirit's messages. Because your guides are around you and they're trying to talk to you, but they're saying it's really hard for you to hear because of all that. And I do feel like there's another card in here for you. Let's see. Okay, and then we have bones for casting, which is an ancient form of divination. So maybe this is something that you've even gotten readings about, or maybe you're watching pick a card readings on YouTube and you're asking Spirit to receive answers about this question. And they're saying we're giving answers, but since it's so difficult, there's like this haze. Since it's difficult to perceive the answers, it looks like we're not doing anything, but they're like, we're doing stuff, we're here. So let's see if they have any remedies or any advice about that. They're talking about the color green and about doing something really sweet for yourself that maybe typically you would think someone else would do for you. And so an example of this would be like buying yourself fresh flowers to look at. You could place those right by your bed at night to help clear up those anxious thoughts, that anxious energy. And it almost feels like the anxious thoughts and energy are becoming a block. Not just a block between you and Spirit, but like an actual block. So maybe this is a situation that feels like it's slowed down. Like maybe you're waiting to hear back from someone and there's little interferences, like little weird things that are happening. And you're like, why can't this just happen? I just need this to be done. When is it going to be over? When is it going to be over? And now they're also showing me a river. And now maybe you live by a river or another body of water, but they're talking about the river of life and to remember that all things are connected and you're not just out here on your own bobbing around in the waves. You might kind of feel a little overwhelmed at the moment. But Spirit's saying, we're right here with you. Hang in there. Try to go with the flow. We see that blockage. We'd love to help you with it. They just want you to... They'd love for you to allow them to help you with it. And group number 3, this is not something I've ever done here before, but this is what they want to do. And they'd love to let you know that we can do this at any time. And channeling, you and your spirit guides can do this at any time. So I would love to send you some Reiki right now, live. We're doing it live to help you disperse. And yeah, let's do it. Let's do it right now. So group number 3, and just to share the love, anyone else watching, this is a timeless message. If you're watching live or watching later, if you are open to and would like to receive Reiki healing from myself and Spirit and your guides, all you have to do is, because I work ethically, I would never do this without anyone's consent, is just affirm, I receive Reiki from Meredith and Spirit through this video right now. Okay. That feels good. I'm sending it out to you watching. They're saying you may feel it in your head first. And we're just going to set the intention that your aura inside your clear bubble is just filled with the most brilliant, beautiful divine light that just dissolves any blockages, any static, any anxiety, depression, just melts away and is transmuted into pure love and light. And so it is. Ooh, that felt good for me too. I hope you can feel that. group number 3 and everyone watching. Thanks for just, you know, improvising with me. That was cool. So if that was you, group number 3, my heart really goes out to you. It's an energy, that feeling of being stuck with thoughts or stuck in a situation that just isn't seeming to resolve itself. That's something that I've found myself in quite a bit. And I used to get, well, I still get frustrated. So I totally understand. And my heart goes out to you. So if you chose this beautiful little jar, that was your message. And also, if you were curious in what's inside, there are these meditation rocks I've painted and these special crystals. Like this is a malachite that's really powerful that I keep in here. So thank you so much for joining me. It is an honor to connect with all of you. Just checking in. Lola says, goosebumps all over. Oh, I'm so glad Spirit came through for you. That's awesome. Tiffany said that was awesome. Thank you, of course. Ooh, Tiffany sounds like she's going to have a great week. You must have been in the offerings group. Good for you. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I will see you next time. Bye.